more emotional as this afternoon progresses. What we do know right now is at about 2:30 that we have, there was a shooting of a 30-year-old African-American male. Right there is where the actual shooting took place. We got crime scene investigators that are here on scene trying to sift through the evidence, try to determine exactly what took place in this process. But right now, the community at large does not feel comfortable with what's going on. They feel that this is not a just process, and you got a lot of upset, a lot of frustration through this community across this area. And really what the frustration is similar to the national dialogue that's been happening, that African-American community feels like that they're under siege essentially from unarmed shootings. Now we don't know exactly what took place in this. According to witnesses, they say that the man did not have a shirt on, he was wearing basketball shorts, and they say that he did not have a weapon. Now, when we pushed police officers and pressed them on asking whether or not he had a weapon, they said we're going to leave that to the investigation. Now, to put this in context, we have in other circumstances talked to police officers after a shooting, and they do come straight out and say, yes, he was armed, yes, he had a knife, yes, he had a gun. In this case, they're not saying anything. They're simply saying we're going to leave this to the investigation. They want to have a thorough amount of information before they come out and make any sort of statements. Certainly, there's a lot of tension in the air. Certainly, there's true frustration, fear, and confusion. And I think we have a little bit of sound from a family friend about this incident, and we'd like to roll that now. If you've got it, let's hear what they have to say.
From what I know, if you're coming to help somebody, you notify them and let them know, hey, Officer so-and-so standing here. I'm here for this, that, and the third. They didn't say any of that. They just shot him. So if you guys were here to help, why is it the only thing you did was draw your guns? You didn't say freeze. You didn't say stop. You didn't say anything. You just shot this man 5 times in center mass, which means the only thing you came to do was to kill. They're doing nothing but killing black men out here. I have an 11-year-old. My son not going to school tomorrow because I don't know if they're going to shoot my son for choosing to ride his scooter down the street. You know, I've got a black brother standing right here. Come on now.
If he was a white man and he was mentally ill,
thank you.
Got the proper help he would have got. Thank you. Why not tase him? If he is covered by 3 police officers, hold on. If he's covered by 3 police officers, why couldn't you tase him? Why couldn't you pepper spray him? Use your batons. You have been trained to do this job. Why did you have to kill him?
Now, we don't know if the man was killed. We know that he was taken to the hospital. He's been, last we heard he was in critical condition. They're working on him and trying to absolutely save that man's life at the hospital this evening. But that is what we know so far. When we did talk to police officers about getting more specifics on this investigation, we spoke to the lieutenant in charge. This is what he had to say.
I really hope that the community in the city of El Cajon allows for the investigation and the details of the investigation to take place and be released. As we're allowed to release information as a result of the investigation, I'm confident that the community will support the decision made by the officer.
Now this evening, we've got, there's a mix now of protesters, there's a mixture of community members that are angry, and then there's now a bit of a mixture of sort of professionalized protesters that are trying to unite people and go to different websites and support different things. So it is starting to gain a little bit of momentum in this circumstance. The officers have told us that they have not brought on more staffing of officers. They don't feel that that is necessary, and they are waiting it out, and they're certainly doing their investigation behind us. But we will bring you more information just as soon as we have it. From El Cajon, Jamie Chambers, Fox 5 News.
We see a gentleman behind you with a cell phone camera. There are a lot of people out there holding their cell phones almost like they're waiting for something to happen. Is there a feeling like there's tension building? Is there any confrontation between police and the people who are standing there obviously charged up? And also the ambiguity. I want to ask you about that because them not saying whether or not this man was armed, is that something that they're concerned about? Because we saw in Charlotte, ambiguity kind of led to more trouble with them not wanting to release video.
I think it's a tough way. Any way you cut it, this is just a very tough situation for police officers and for community members. Right now, there is a lot of tension in the air. A lot of people are FaceTime living this, Facebook living all of this across the board, trying to get as much information out there. Now, we do know that there was some sort of cell phone that was given to the police officers, and they have some sort of videotape. We don't know what's on that videotape. There is ambiguity, certainly from the police officers, as to whether or not the man had a weapon. Certainly, the witnesses that we've spoken with say that he didn't have a weapon. He was acting erratically and had a history of mental illness. We're still trying to figure out all the facts, but we really want to understand what happened here. And it's very difficult when you have so much emotion and you also have not a lot of answers coming forth.